4 in a row, of course, is great, but very different scenarios compared to, I would say, the last few years here. Today was key to start first. They were trying to get into my DRS, but it's very hard to follow around here. I think also the track temp today helped us. Less overheating from the tires naturally when the track is cooler, just incredibly happy with this result.
I mean, not a lot happened really, did it? Just difficult to follow and even harder to overtake. So yeah, not a lot. I don't know what else we could have done really. When you look at a race like this, you just think we'd probably lost out yesterday and not doing a good enough job. Do I think we're a little bit quicker? Yes, but I was gaining in the straights, losing in the corners, so I don't think our pace was honestly that different in the end of the day. And Max didn't make any mistakes, so nothing to capitalise on. So yeah, not the most exciting race, but still some good points.
I felt like I was very fast today, just I didn't have the track position to do much with it, unfortunately. Unfortunately that's the result of qualifying. But yeah, I think there's a lot of positives from today. It's been a track that's not been great for me in the races the last couple of years, and today I think I felt like I had very, very strong pace. So I'll take that forwards. Yes, the result's not quite what I wanted, but yeah, there's still a lot of satisfaction for today.
Oh, it was a very boring race for me. The McLaren were too fast in front, and I was trying to manage the gap with George behind. He was a little bit faster at the end. I was a little bit faster in the middle part of the race, but that's the absolute best we could do, and it's a bit of a shame that there's not more in the car. I'm happy in a way, because after a weekend like this we've learned so much, and on Friday I feel like I found a way to help me maximize the car more often for the future, so that's good. But I'm not happy that whenever we maximize our result, that means it's a P4 that is the best result we can do, and we've got to work on that.
If we qualify fourth, we'd have finished fourth. If we qualify P3, it might have been difficult to finish P3, but it just seemed like everybody finished where they started. Very difficult to overtake. The tyres are way too hard for the new smooth tarmac, and that was the same in China with the new tarmac. The tyres were too hard and it was an easy one-stop. So, I hope Pirelli sort of reacts quick. I know it's difficult to change tyre compounds, but for any upcoming races with the smooth tarmacs, I think we need to go at least one step softer to promote some better racing strategy.
What I'm most happy about is the fact that we had good pace, much better than China, and especially on the hard, I felt really good out there and was able to put consistent laps in, and definitely was a nice feeling.
Pretty lonely race. I didn't have anyone really around me. Had a fairly decent start considering I was on the hard tyre. It was quite a bit of warm up on that tyre the first few laps, and really hard to keep up with everyone that's on the mediums. Went as long as I could, but generally didn't have the pace of Mercedes, for example, or the guys any guys that are ahead of me. So it's pretty straightforward.
It was a perfect race, honestly. It's the first time I think this year I'm really happy. Even yesterday I felt I left some on the table, but today absolutely nothing. So really happy with the drive.
I think it was a boring race because my radio was clearly a hot topic. But for the most part, it was we made a few shift setting changes and fixed the issue, and then honestly had a good race. I think we were fighting with Isaac pretty much. Some moments of the race he was quicker than me, other times I was quicker than him. Quite a boring race, but I like boring races when we're in the points.
I think we achieved the maximum today. Not quite enough pace to fight the Williams or the RBs. Or the RB, but I think P10 was what we could have achieved today. It was a pretty lonely race out there, but I enjoyed it.
I'm happy personally with the race. We executed well, but we didn't have the pace. We didn't have the pace the whole weekend, so it was not a surprise to be struggling also in the race. And just P11. Let's try to get a few more positions in Bahrain.
Obviously, as a result, it's not the result I wanted. At least I wanted to finish in the points this weekend. So. I think the qualifying, I just have to do better. I think the pace was there, I just stuck in traffic whole run. So yeah, it was pretty frustrating, but at the same time, I feel like I learned a lot of things in the 52 laps, I guess. I think I learned more than anything, so it's still positive for that. Yeah, so I'm excited for the next one, but at the same time, it's a home Grand Prix, It's a once in a year, so considering that was a bit tough.
There are a few things to analyze. It felt like we actually did everything I could from inside the car. With a small issue at the pit stop, which I don't know exactly what happened yet. We'll review, and then ultimately liked a bit of pace to be in that top 10. So wasn't miles away, but generally felt like we lacking a bit of pace.
Honestly, what caused me more was the grip position. Today the pace was there. We were stronger than everyone around me. I felt like I had really good pace to everyone around me, and definitely top 10 pace. But unfortunately, when you start 15 in a track like Suzuka, that has become a bit of a new Monaco with high-speed corners where you cannot pass, it's unfortunate now that we couldn't make more overtakes and move forward. But honestly, feeling more at home, did some good moves, and felt like I had the pace today.
I think we can't be unhappy. Very limited running, as is the obvious, and no high fuel running coming into today. So it was a little bit of a step in the dark, and we went super aggressive on strategy, which gave us the best chance for an undercut. However, not the fastest overall race time, but we were able to execute that undercut, which was great. But it put us in a difficult position about 25 laps to go when the hard tyre was giving up. But yeah, we did a good job to keep Hulkenberg behind. Not enough for Carlos on those newer softs, but all in all, we're still not obviously where we want to be. But for myself, this weekend, as I said, we can't be too unhappy.
I think the new tarmac is nice and grippy and quick and all that, but the low deck just makes for very static racing. And the speeds are kind of too high, and the dirty effect gets worse and worse, obviously. So yeah, difficult to do anything out there. So quite a static race. Spent all my race in traffic, which is not that fun around here, So yeah, difficult afternoon.
We went really long, and I guess tried something, and it just didn't really work. So it was a tough start anyway. Lap 1 was pretty tricky, but I think we'll obviously learn from that.
The aim was obviously to pick up a safety car, starting on the hard. We didn't have much to lose, doing this kind of strategy, and still managed to get a good start out of it. But unfortunately, without a safety car, it wasn't the best strategy. But we knew that, and we tried our best. But it's more data, obviously, for us in this race, more things and information to be able to compare for next race. And the important one is that we try and transfer obviously the good performance that we saw on Ollie's car this weekend. I think the team did a very good job to be able to bring some updates after what we saw in Australia. Now well done to Ollie, and we will make the best out of the current situation to try and improve and get my car running in the right direction as well.
Start was quite tricky. I didn't have the best start ever. Obviously there was 2 soft tires behind of us, so we already expect them to overtake. It's a big tire advantage also at the beginning of the race, when the tires are still not in temperature. But anyways, Ocon was in the same. Ocon was in the same strategy as me, and he managed to, had a better pull away on the start and overtake me, and I got stuck behind of him the whole race. I think I was faster through the whole race, to be honest, especially after the 21st laps. Probably every lap after that I was faster than him. It's just there was not enough pace advantage to overtake. And in this track, it's amazing to drive here, but it's very tricky to find overtake points unless you have a very big advantage on tires.
Just tried to make up some positions at the start, which didn't really happen. And then from there, not much really to say. Just stayed where we were.